Hello friends! You're on the Last Days channel. Thank you so much for your engagement and support. And so, a review of events for December 2nd and 3rd. Marina di Pisa, Italy. The north and center of Italy was hit by a storm. Wind gusts reached 220 kilometers per hour. River floods were recorded, and in some areas snowstorms. The epicenter of the element was between the regions of Emilia-Romagna and Tuscany. Especially strongly the storm showed itself in the vicinity of the city of Modena, which is located in the region of Emilia-Romagna. The strongest wind gusts were registered at the Crossarcana Pass. And in the resort town of Marina di Pisa, in Tuscany, there was waterlogging after the storm. Waves flooded the seafront, as well as surrounding streets, house basements, and tourist spots. Despite the efforts of emergency services, there have been many requests for help. The mayor of Pisa, Conti, said the coastal hydraulic safety system must be improved since the previous flooding occurred only a month ago. According to him, it is no longer possible to postpone updating the system. Sun. The Earth has been hit by a strong G3 magnetic storm, the fourth this year. During such storms people may, though not necessarily, feel weakness, pressure spikes, headaches and insomnia. This is due to the slowing of capillary blood flow during magnetic field fluctuations, which leads to oxygen starvation of tissues. Montevideo, Uruguay, South America. As a result of thunderstorm rains, Montevideo, the capital of Uruguay, went underwater. Entire neighborhoods were flooded, as well as roads and cars. Residential and administrative buildings, stores and cafes were submerged. For several hours in Montevideo fell up to 80 millimeters of precipitation, and wind gusts reached speeds of up to 100 kilometers per hour. The Uruguayan Institute of Meteorology declared an orange storm warning in several departments, including Montevideo, San Jose, Flores, Soriano, and Rio Negro. According to rescue workers, they received hundreds of calls for help in the first hours alone after the storm began. Authorities and emergency officials are urging residents to remain calm, monitor weather forecasts and follow safety precautions. Merapi Volcano, Indonesia. Volcano Merapi, located on the Indonesian island of Sumatra, threw ash into the sky at a height of more than 15,000 meters. According to the Center for Volcanology and Geological Hazard Reduction, the eruption occurred on December 3 at 14:54 West Indonesian time. Locals said that at the beginning they smelled the smell of sulfur and then saw volcanic ash floating in the air above the Merapi volcano. An emergency evacuation was launched from the vicinity of the volcano. Philippines. Butuan. Bislig. A series of earthquakes occurred on Saturday in Asia. In just 5 hours, 22 tremors shook the Philippines. Their magnitude ranged from 5 to 7.5 points. The strongest earthquake occurred at a depth of 63 kilometers, and the epicenter was located 102 kilometers from the city of Butuan. A little later, there were recorded tremors of smaller magnitude, 6.4 points. Their epicenter was located 66 kilometers northeast of the city of Bislig, where more than 65,000 people live. The source lay at a depth of 64 kilometers. People barely had time to run out of their homes, carrying their children in their arms. One of the surveillance cameras captured the moment when the wires on electric poles with sparks broke because of the earthquake. There are reports of severe damage to some buildings, with false ceilings collapsing in houses. There are no reports of fatalities or injuries. On Saturday, there were also recorded tremors off the coast of Indonesia with a magnitude of 5.5. A tsunami warning has been issued in the Philippines and Japan.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Bavaria, Germany. A winter storm has hit Germany, bringing record snowfall in the last 20 years. Up to 50 centimeters of precipitation fell in Bavaria, paralyzing major cities including Munich. The snowfall and plummeting temperatures caused problems at the airport, where an airplane froze into the ground right on the runway. Interestingly, this plane was supposed to be traveling to Dubai for a global warming summit. The transportation situation became very serious. About 560 flights were cancelled at Munich airport because of the weather. The weather has also affected the work of other airports in the country. Departures and arrivals were also delayed there. Railroad service was also affected by the weather. Trees broke and fell on the tracks due to the weight of the snow. Some passengers had to spend the night on trains. The capital of Bavaria was covered with snow. Subway, bus, and streetcar services were temporarily suspended. The snowfall caused chaos and dozens of accidents across southern Germany. One of the massive accidents injured 7 people, 4 of whom are in serious condition. According to forecasters, the weather will not improve anytime soon. Therefore, problems with transportation and traffic in the south of the country will continue for a few more days. Acapulco, Mexico. Tropical storm Otis became the strongest hurricane in the eastern part of the Pacific Ocean. The hurricane caused significant damage to the city of Acapulco on the coast of Mexico. It made landfall on October 25, with wind gusts exceeding 265 kilometers per hour. The residents of Acapulco are still recovering from the consequences of the elements. The devastation in the settlement is enormous, as can be seen from archival footage taken in late October. Almost all residential buildings, 98% and more than 80% of hotels, were destroyed or severely damaged. At least 36 people have died, and there are also missing. It will take $15 billion to fully rebuild the region's economy. Sicily, Italy. The Etna volcano erupts regularly. This year it erupted in February, May, August, and November. But this time it's more powerful than usual. The volcano throws lava up to 4.5 kilometers above sea level. At the foot, everything is covered with ash. At the same time, the level of threat to both the population and tourists is assessed by scientists as low. Evacuation did not have to be carried out. To the nearest city, Catania, 30 kilometers. This time, the local airport of Catania did not stop working. Java, Indonesia. Heavy rains have caused severe flooding in Bojonegoro, located in East Java, Indonesia. The water level in the Solo River has risen due to heavy rains. Houses and infrastructure have been damaged as a result of the disaster. Local residents have been evacuated to safety. No casualties were reported. Work is currently underway to eliminate the consequences of flooding. Siberia and the Far East. Polar lights were observed by residents of Siberia and the Far East. The natural phenomenon is caused by a powerful magnetic storm G3. Eyewitnesses everywhere share photos of the phenomenon. Texas, United States. Downpours in Texas and Louisiana caused serious flooding and waterlogging. The storm passed through Texas, accompanied by heavy rains and powerful winds. As a result, part of the roads in Houston and suburbs were underwater. In addition, large hail fell in some areas. The city of Galveston was particularly affected, where serious waterlogging occurred. In the southwest of Louisiana, heavy rains also took place, but without significant consequences. Rustak, Oman. Severe floods in the city of Rustak in Oman turned the streets into raging rivers and damaged many cars. In this regard, the government declared a state of emergency. The Oman Civil Defense Authority has decided to suspend all tourist facilities in the country due to the bad weather. Emergency services and health authorities ask citizens to be careful, avoid low-lying areas, and follow safety instructions. Paraguay. This weekend, Paraguay experienced a terrible storm accompanied by severe flooding. As a result of the weather, many houses were damaged and some even completely destroyed. Many people were left homeless and forced to seek refuge with relatives and friends. The government has already declared a state of emergency and has begun to provide assistance to the victims. At the moment, the number of injured and missing is unknown, but rescuers are working around the clock. All residents are urged to be cautious and follow the government's instructions for their safety. Our planet. Experts at the Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research warn that today's downpours are just the beginning. According to their data, the Earth is threatened by extreme amounts of precipitation. Current climate models seriously underestimate how much precipitation increases with global warming. Scientists predict more frequent catastrophic flooding in the future if greenhouse gas emissions are not curbed. Based on modeling results, the scientists conclude that the intensity and frequency of extreme downpours are increasing exponentially. Southeast Asia and northern Canada are particularly vulnerable areas. Experts believe that there is still time to avoid worsening of the situation or at least minimize the risks. However, this requires reducing greenhouse gas emissions. People must take action and limit their contribution to climate change.